Welcome to Fortyborn, the limited Lorcana podcast. We're a gaming veteran
and a gaming novice.
Explore all things Lorcana. With a focus on limited formats, we cover set reviews, strategy guides, and stuff that nobody asked for.
Let's get remote. We're doing this remote. We're not together. You feel so far.
Yeah, not gonna lie, your audio coming through to me is a little delayed and a little choppy, so I'm gonna do my best here, but you're joining us from the Arctic tundra of Minnesota, man. How are you doing up there?
I am. I'm doing well. It's actually like the most beautiful time ever. If you never spent a summer in Minnesota in any way, you should. It's gorgeous.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's wonderful. Like every night is just, I'm just sitting outside with shorts and I'm not sweating. I got a hoodie on in the middle of summer. Just fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, surely it's not as nice and comfortable and beautiful as a Georgia summer, though.
What's it like down there right now? Is it as miserable as it is in my mind, like what I'm picturing?
No, it's actually not that bad right now. I mean, it's hot, but it's not that humid just yet, so it's nice.
Okay.
You know, we went on a walk this evening. I was sitting on the porch watching the finals for the Chicago Disney Lorcana Challenge right before this, so
exciting.
It's not that. So how's your time been in Minnesota? You have some good time with the family?
It's been good. I had not seen my nieces in like a year. One is 3 and some change, and one is like just over 1 year old. And I hadn't seen them since last summer, and that's been the best part of the trip. I miss seeing my sister and my nieces, honestly. So I don't get up here enough, and it's nice because I just like ignore everything else in my life, which is probably not great. If you've been in the Discord saying stuff to me, I'm sorry. I haven't seen it. I haven't looked at my emails. People have been asking me to do stuff, and I'm like, yeah, I will eventually. So it's been nice to just like shut down for a little bit and be with family.
Yeah, man, that's great. Living up that summer break for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're just 3 weeks out from this baby at this point, so right now the podcast is in flux. I mean, we're on a week-to-week recording basis because this baby could come at any time.
How are you
She
feeling?
is now technically viable. You know, she was born, she'd be totally fine. So
be a baby.
I think you just asked me how I'm feeling.
Yes.
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling excited. I have a house project that's been dragging on a bit too long.
Yeah.
We're trying to convert our HVAC closet into a pantry.
Mm-hmm.
And I laid the tile on the pantry floor today. So that was a big step for me. I've never done that.
Looked
I'm adding
great.
it to my LinkedIn profile tomorrow. Yeah, I'll share a photo in the Discord.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, as I was laying tile, I was just watching the Lorcana challenge. That was pretty fun. But yeah, once I get that done and we can like actually have a pantry, I'll feel ready.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Every baby needs a pantry.
Yeah. So I'm feeling good, man. I'm excited. We think we might have settled on a name, so that's pretty big.
Okay. I'm sure we're not getting a big reveal here, though.
No. I think I want to hold the baby and say the name to her before I say it to the world because it's still not set in stone, but we're pretty sure that we found a good compromise. We actually turned to Reddit to get some support from anonymous people.
That's where all good things come from, I hear. So like you just can't go wrong. Reddit named my baby.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
That's
Reddit. It was like, I feel like Reddit's what you make of it, you know.
Yeah.
And there are certain subreddits I would absolutely not trust to name my child,
Right.
But I feel like, you know, the baby names subreddit is probably a good bet
Yeah.
on getting some good feedback on a name.
for sure.
But we got a lot of weird feedback about like, this is how your kid will be bullied if this is her name. And I'm like, you know what? I hadn't really thought of that.
Yeah. That's all anyone thinks of is like they're gonna get bullied. How is it gonna happen?
Oh yeah. Every name's gonna get bullied in some way.
True.
Well,
Wait,
I'm next time we record, hopefully we're in person and maybe I'll have a baby, but hopefully not that early because I'm not ready.
Yeah, hopefully next recording it's not. Hopefully you don't have a baby yet. But.
Yeah. Yeah, so what are we talking about today? Well, today we don't really have a super clear agenda because we are sort of recording these week to week. I'm not planning too far ahead right now, but we have some listener questions, and then there's some news that we wanted to cover. Normally we avoid news topics, but some of these felt pretty big that we wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
And yeah, this is mostly just a catch-up thing. I know you don't really have a whole lot of time, as your sister is currently putting the kiddos to bed, but we wanted to get an episode in, and this is just an excuse for me and you to catch up, honestly.
For sure, yeah, it's been too long. And I'm excited to get back. Like I said, it's been nice to have a break, but like I want to get back to normal life, so it's good to see you, my guy.
Yeah. Well, when you come back, you're going to summer camp, right?
Yeah, I have a week, and then I go to camp. But I have a week.
What? Wait, you're going to summer... Is that right? You're going to summer camp? I need a thumbs up. Your video is so choppy for me.
A week after I get back. 1 week after.
Okay.
Yes. You got it.
Nice. Nice. Yeah, the day after my birthday. I forgot.
Yes.
Yeah, speaking of my birthday, the first news thing we wanted to talk about was that Pixelborn is shutting down.
It's over.
Yeah, so Pixelborn is shutting down on my birthday. It'll be its last day.
Man.
Which is pretty unfortunate. We don't really talk about Pixelborn too much on here just because I don't know. It seems like maybe a bad call to publicly endorse something that we know Disney and Ravensburger probably aren't super cool with, but honestly, Pixelborn has been such a huge positive impact on the game and on the community.
Yeah.
That I feel like it being put to rest, we needed to at least take a second to honor it and thank Pavel for all the work that he did. Raised tens of thousands of dollars for charity. Millions of games of Pixelborn were played at a time where in some countries people can't play the game. And for the first couple of sets, even in the countries where the game was available, it was really hard to get a hand on. So I just want to thank Pavel for all that he did to make the game playable for people, because for a while it wasn't. And a lot of people have been saying some things like, Pixelborn would be, or Lorcana would be dead without Pixelborn or whatever. That might be a bit intense, but I think it's 100% fair to say that Lorcana would not be the game that it is today without Pavel.
Yeah.
Because just its breadth of reach, it's just been so reachable for so many people. People have used it to make content. People have used it to build community. And he didn't make a dime off of it. He just spent hours and hours and hours making the game available for people to play. And I think that's been awesome.
Yeah.
It shutting down, we all kind of knew the writing was on the wall. It couldn't last forever. I think a lot of people are upset, and I understand. But you can't really be mad at Pavel, and I don't think you can be mad at Ravensburger either. I don't think this was a them decision. I think this was a Disney decision. And I get that we're upset that it's gone, but there's a Lorecast on Wednesday. The Lorecast is how Ravensburger announces big things to us and engages with the community directly through a live stream. There's some speculation that they might be announcing something related to this. I think that's wishful thinking. I really doubt that they're going to say that there's a digital client coming.
Yeah.
But my biggest problem with my biggest concern with Pixelborn shutting down is just the availability for people to achieve a high level of play. I know that I would not have done as well in Atlanta without access to Pixelborn.
Yep.
Like being able to play games, multiple games against high level competitors quickly and iterate on decks quickly.
Right.
It's such a benefit to a competitive player. And now, unfortunately, the only people that will be able to do that are like teams, teams that have a lot of support. And it will still be hard for them, but I'm just worried that it's going to skew the advantage to favor the people that are already really good at the game, that have a tight community, that are on a team that can iterate and solve the meta quickly.
Yep.
They're going to be great, whereas like me, who's busy trying to raise a baby, like doesn't have a whole lot of time right now.
Yeah.
I just basically competitive Lorcana is like not an option for me. I'm still going to try, I'm still going to play hopefully, but it's just going to be a lot more difficult. And it's going to be really hard to get the quality and caliber of games necessary to improve.
Yeah.
So that's my biggest concern and my biggest personal frustration.
Yeah.
But what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's so true when you say that, is like like you said, I don't know if we can just say like the game wouldn't exist, like right, like it would never would have made it. But one person put that much time and that much like effort into creating something that made the game accessible. Like it's an accessibility issue, like you said, right? So it's like, who do we want to play this game? Who do we want to get good at this game? Now, I mean, if you're taking away access to the game in some capacity because it's not benefiting, you know, you, then you're kind of deciding who you want to be good at the game and keep playing the game, right? We're like, that's what's kind of happening. So it is too bad that it's, you know, going away. And I think, like you said, a lot of people knew it was going to happen. Like, this can't exist, right? When something seems too good to be true,
yeah,
it can't exist for forever.
Yeah.
But it is too bad that it's taken away like a lot of the ease of access for people, you know, to play that way. And like you said, now it's like teams and it's like people who have the resources, have the time to like go to those places and make that happen. So I don't know, like you said, like it's a bummer. Hopefully something comes. I don't think we're gonna hear anything about a new option because that's just kind of like wishful, you know. We'd love to, we all want that, but it doesn't seem like something that's actually like a feasible thing to announce this quickly after. But yeah, I don't know, it feels like I wish there was like a way or something that could have happened differently, but it is what it is, right? Like we now exist in the world where it's going to shut down, and hopefully that there's something else coming. So
yeah, for sure. Yeah, there's been a couple of announcements on people trying to solve this problem now. So Pavel himself has announced Pixelborn Connect, which is basically replacing the gameplay with webcam gameplay. So you can like aim a webcam at your desk and play with physical cards, and it'll match you up with an opponent elsewhere. So there'll still be a ranked ladder. There will still be ways to play and to connect, and there'll be leaderboards and things like that. It's really easy to cheat with webcam games, which is a concern, but I don't know.
Right.
It's better than nothing. And Jonty and B Squared have started something called Real Play Network, which is a similar thing where you join a Discord and you can connect with people and play via webcam, and you can spectate other people playing. Okay. So I'm hoping that there will be solutions implemented soon so that people like myself can practice, you know. When I have this baby, I might not have time to go to League and play. I can't dedicate 3 or 4 hours to go to League and play.
Right.
But maybe I can have a 45-minute chunk of time where I can just turn on my webcam and play a game or two.
Yeah,
you know.
For
so,
sure.
Yeah. And I would love to one day do like a Fortyborn pre-release thing where like we can do like a sealed tournament.
Yeah.
Via webcams. I think that would be cool.
That would be fun.
But right now we don't have the bandwidth to do that with the baby coming. Right. So I think something like that would be a lot of fun though, to do like a pre-release. Everybody go buy their packs, build your sealed deck, and we play via webcam. I think that would be a fun time.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. For sure. We can make it happen.
I see Abe is making his first appearance on the podcast.
Can you see him from there? I was like, he's just, there's a dog across the way and he just can't stop whining about it. I can't.
No, I can't hear him, but he definitely wants you to pet him, and I just can't believe you quit petting the dog.
Dude, he will get pet for hours, and it's not enough. It's never enough for this guy.
Yeah. He says you never pet him. That's what he told me. So I did also want to say that there is a Lorecast this Wednesday. So when this comes out, there will be a Lorecast tomorrow.
Yes.
Predictions, I don't know. Like maybe they'll name the new set.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just excited. I just like it. I like that they're engaging with us and doing fun stuff. So hopefully they fly out some content creators. It's not us. But
we will not be there.
But I just like seeing them engage. Or maybe they fly out people that won some of the DLCs.
Yeah.
I think that would be cool.
Really
or maybe they don't fly out anyone. Yeah. I don't know.
Right.
I was also going to say the Chicago DLC just finished like 2 hours ago as of recording this.
Yeah.
And the winner was the Rat. That's his name on Pixelborn and on Twitter. I met him in Atlanta. Super nice guy. When I was in line to pick up my Let It Go promo, he was right in front of me, and we started chatting in line. And we started talking about set 4 or whatever, and he was like, he's like, he mentioned that he was piloting Green Steel. That's how it came up, that he was playing Bucky, and I was talking about how much I don't like playing into Bucky in set 3. And he told me, he was like, yeah, sorry about that. I feel like I might have made that deck a little bit popular on Pixelborn. And I was like, oh, it's okay. It's not that bad. And he's like, just wait until set 4. Because at that point, it had been out for a week.
Yeah.
And he's like, it's going to get worse. And he was right. It took him to a championship of the DLC.
Oh,
so
man.
Props to the rat. Mm-hmm. And also, I'll never forgive you.
What have you done? Oh, man. That's amazing, though. It's like
a lot of people are saying... Oh, go ahead.
No, he knew. I said he was like, just, it's coming.
Yeah, he knew what was happening. A lot of people are calling for banning Bucky because he's what makes that card so annoying.
Yeah, or
he's what makes that deck so annoying. And I think that's just a little bit ridiculous.
Right.
I know it's unfun, but, you know, I personally think getting my board be prepared is unfun. I don't think it should be banned.
Right. Sure. Did they say how many people were playing that deck?
We don't know the exact numbers, but I think, like, the people that made it to day 2, I think there was 11 of those decks out of 64.
Okay.
But there was, like, 20 or 30 of the red-blue deck. So, I don't know. I think playing against that's not very fun. Like, when they ice block my board and then Sisu it all away, like, losing is not fun. Bucky just feels worse than other things.
Right.
You know?
Yes.
Getting your hand ripped apart by a squirrel is not fun. But a lot of things that are good are unfun to play against.
Yes.
So I get it. I get why people say we should ban it. And if it gets to where it's so overwhelming in the meta that it's just completely miserable, like, you know, if half of what made it to day 2 was that deck, yeah, I would be like, okay, maybe we should ban this thing.
Right.
But it seems like blue-red can handle it, and some other decks can as well. But it was good enough to get the rat to the finals, so props to him.
Yeah, I guess we'll just wait and see.
Yeah, for sure. A piece of personal news, then we'll do some listener questions, and we'll close it out with a pack one, pick one.
Yeah.
You know how we stayed at my brother's house in Atlanta?
Yes.
So I didn't tell you this because I wanted to tell it to you live on the pod.
Okay.
So we still don't know how this happened, but my brother went home for the first time. So my brother and his wife are out of town for the summer.
Yeah.
So we went and stayed in his house in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
And they had been gone for like a month. They just got back to town Friday. So they go into their house, and there is bird poop all over their living room and a dead bird laying on the floor of their living room.
What, dude? What?
Dude, how could a bird have gotten in that house?
I have no idea. And like, how did we not know?
Like,
how would it have happened and we didn't know? It couldn't have done it. It couldn't be there when we were there. Dude, what?
No, I mean, we would have known if there was a bird in the house, and it's not like we left a door or window open. We never opened a window.
No, anything. Dude, your brother must have gotten home and been like, hey, man, just tell me if you're upset with me. Like, just...
He texted me and was like, good prank, bro. So my brother, what makes it funnier is my brother has like a pretty intense fear of birds.
Oh, God, dude.
So when he was a little kid, so when my brother was really little, his room, like, there's a time where his room smelled absolutely horrible, and my parents could not figure out what was going on.
Yeah.
So they searched his whole room, and he started crying and screaming when they started to look under his bed, and they found a shoebox where he was keeping his pet bird. He is keeping a dead bird. He was like 5.
Yeah.
And I think that bird's spirit has come calling.
It's like you wanted this. Oh my God.
So we still don't know how that bird got in. They don't have a chimney.
Oh,
we didn't leave anything
goodness.
open. I don't know how a bird got in their house.
Seriously. Like, what? Man, I can't imagine. Like, you know, when you leave for a trip, you get home and you just... I'm the kind of person that, like, before I leave, I clean my house because I just want to get home and know that, like, when I get back, everything's beautiful. Imagine getting home. It's like, I didn't account for the dead bird.
I didn't... Oh, I forgot to let the bird out.
I just can't. Like, what a horrible way to come home, dude. Oh, goodness. Yeah.
One time me and Sky came home from a weekend trip when we were living in Barcelona, and I had left so when we slept at night, we left the window open because there was no air conditioning.
Yeah.
And I accidentally left the window open when we left for the weekend, and when we came back, there was a bird in our apartment that was still alive, but it had defecated all over our apartment. And then we had to like corral the bird out the window.
Oh, no.
It was terrible.
Yeah, that's bad, dude.
So
I can't even.
those birds are getting vengeance on our family.
Yeah, shut your doors, shut your windows. They're haunting you guys. Oh, God.
Hide your kids, hide your wife. The birds are coming for you. Okay. Let's do a couple of listener questions, and then a pack one, pick one, and call it a day.
Let's do it, man.
All right. So first one. This is a really important question. So City Noise said, "What's the best style barbecue, and what is your order?"
Whoa.
So while you think about that, if you want to ask us a question, hop in our Discord, or you can ask on our YouTube channel. We try to compile them. We try to answer one or two, like every other episode or so, but then sometimes we just save them and catch up. So right now we have two of them that we're going to answer this week. We don't really have a whole lot of time. So we'll just answer these two, one fun one and then one more serious one. But if you want to ask us questions, that's how you can do it. Hop in our Discord or comment on YouTube, and we'll get it in the queue to ask on an episode. So what about you, Taylor? Me and you like food quite a bit.
We do.
And I would say barbecue is my favorite food.
Yeah.
So you answer and I'll think about mine.
Okay, I can't wait to hear what you say, because I'm just going to say this at the forefront. Barbecue, to me, until I moved to Georgia, like, the only barbecue I had known was, like, Famous Dave's. Okay, so I'm just going to put that out there that I am not the guy to ask. Okay, but I discovered... This is going to be weird. I discovered very late in life, I love ribs. I just love a good rib. Is that like a normal thing? Do people like ribs? Because I feel like I found them late, and in my head I was always like, ribs aren't worth eating. They're like crawfish, you know? It's like it's just too much work to get all that meat off the bone. But now I love them. I love ribs. I see you shaking your head. Tell me your barbecue answer.
No, I mean, comparing those to crawfish...
I'm just saying in regard.
No,
to, like, but I'm just in regard. You're right. You're right. Crawfish are way harder to eat.
You have to like fight crawfish to eat them.
And if you've ever had like, I've had like Louisiana and New Orleans crawfish, and your mouth is just on fire. It's just like heat and I'm like, I don't even know if I'm eating it.
And then your fingers start burning.
I'm just sucking out juices.
Yeah, eating crawfish feels like a quest, you know?
Yeah. Yes. Okay, so bad comparison,
but no, ribs is a good choice. That would be my dad's answer for sure.
Yeah.
But what sort of style do you have? Like a preferred style, like Texas style or Kansas City style, North Carolina?
I don't. I like. Is North Carolina? Is that where they have like the North Carolina the gold barbecue sauce? Is that where that originates?
Yes.
I like that. I like that barbecue sauce.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I think that would be my answer as well. So, I love barbecue. Like, whenever our family gets together, and any of the boys, meaning me or my two brothers, are picking where we're eating, it's gonna be barbecue. Mm-hmm. But in Georgia, what's nice is we don't have a barbecue style. We just have everything. Yeah. Like we have a mixture of all kinds of different styles, which is great because I'm not too picky. But I would say my favorite barbecue sauce would be the mustard style sauce, like from North Carolina. Mm-hmm. But I honestly like any kind of barbecue I like. Yeah. So I don't have a preferred style. If I had to pick one, I would say North Carolina just because of the mustard sauce. Yes. But what's my favorite order? Like, what's my go-to order? Like, you prefer to get ribs. I prefer to get brisket. Like, if a place can do brisket well, I really appreciate that. Mm-hmm. But I also like I love barbecue because the sides are also incredible. Yes. So my go-to order is gonna be brisket, mac and cheese, coleslaw, and then whatever their preferred bread is. Like, cornbread is my preference, but if they say like our people love our biscuits or our rolls or whatever. Okay, I'll eat anything.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about it.
I will say sides are important. You can't like ignore the sides. I feel like a lot of time people just give up on the sides. I don't want that. I know what bad mac and cheese tastes like. Don't give me that, okay? I had the best sides / barbecue I've had in a long time in the River Arts District in Asheville recently. I can't remember what the name of the place, but if I can remember it, I'll throw it in the Discord. But it was like they had like a smoked mac and cheese. Like the mac and cheese tasted like smoked meat, and I was like, that's what I'm talking about. It was great.
I want my mac and cheese to taste like meat, too.
I want all my sides to taste like the barbecue meat.
I want to stir my sweet tea with a rib. So, yeah, I think I was going to say something about that. Oh, my favorite, so this is not a style, and this might be a cop-out.
Yeah.
Korean barbecue, I think, is incredible.
Agreed.
Like, rivals the excellence of, like, Southeast American barbecue for me.
Agreed.
So that's why my favorite barbecue in the world is at a restaurant in Atlanta called Heirloom. It's literally attached to a convenience shop. It looks like it looks super sketchy, like hole in the wall. Literally, there's no place to sit. You stand outside and eat.
Yeah.
And they do like Southern barbecue and Korean barbecue fusion.
Oh, that's amazing.
That's my favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I've been to Heirloom, but I have to go. That sounds amazing.
I mean, you get a pulled pork sandwich with kimchi and then like gochujang barbecue sauce. Yes. Bro.
It's game over.
I have tasted and seen that the Lord is good.
Just combining two great cuisines, and I'm all about that.
Yeah. Yes, for sure. That's what I love about Atlanta. I mean, or just really any city. Mm-hmm. You mix enough cultures, they start mixing food, you get good fusion. Yep. That's great. Mm-hmm. All right, City Noise, hope that answers your question. I could talk about barbecue all day.
Yeah, that's another pod we do.
Yeah, what would we call that?
I don't know. We need to workshop it.
Me neither. Okay, so Martin Karp asked a question in the Discord. Thoughts on traveling to store championships? So I assume he means set championships that occur at stores.
Okay.
Should they be banned? So should you ban people from traveling to set championships? Should Ravensburger implement a system to make sure players cannot? Should it be up to the stores?
So let me just clarify what he means by that, right? So that's just like people are going from, like, it's not like you're just going to your local store to play your championship. You're going to like a local store 3 hours over to go win their championship as well. Like that's what the question's asking, right?
Yeah. Okay. Should that be allowed?
Okay. Got it.
I think, yes, it should be allowed. I think that, yes, I think it should be allowed because I think that that's the way. Okay, let me think about how to say this.
So part of me feels like you're kind of getting into the, like, accessibility again, right? Where it's like, okay, well, some people can only go to their local store. So if people are coming in, from other places and playing and they're really good. But also, my answer to that is like, is that actually happening that much? Like, I feel like that's one of those things that it's kind of like that false fear of like, oh, well, people are coming into my store and snatching up my, like, and I'm like, is that actually, like, how big of a problem is that? So I'm like, yeah, allow it. Like, if it gets to be some widespread issue where it's like, but I just don't know if that's actually happening that often. I'd be like interested.
Well, it is happening, I would say.
Yeah.
Like it definitely happens a lot because like they're giving out cards that are worth like $600. Yeah. So if I can drive 3 hours and win a card for $600, sure.
Right, but
so like it is happening. But how are you going to regulate that? Like people, you can only participate if you've participated in a league, in a league night that week. Or that month or that 3 month time period. It's just sort of hard to set up and you're sort of overcomplicating something that I think doesn't need to be overcomplicated. Because what you're saying, like the argument for doing this as well, people that play at these shops every week should have a chance to win. And when these really high-level players are traveling around and winning all of the cards, then they don't get a chance to earn those. Well, it's like, that's not really the intent of these. Like, if it was, then Ravensburger would have implemented something like that.
Yeah.
I think that people should be allowed to travel to a set championship for the same reason that people should be allowed to travel for a Disney Lorcana challenge.
Mm-hmm.
Like, anyone that could get to Atlanta could participate at the Atlanta DLC, not just people that live in the state of Georgia.
Yeah.
So that's a high-level thing, right?
Yeah.
Well, at a smaller level, it's the same argument. Like, what if people can't go to League, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, should I not be allowed to participate in the set championship at a shop that's around the corner for me because I couldn't make it to League that month?
Yeah.
Like, there's just no way to regulate it, and I get the sentiment, but I just don't think it's a real problem that needs to be solved. Like, I think if you have a problem with it, then the best thing that you can do is get better at the game. Like, I don't know how to be nice about that. Like, I know that might sound really rude, and I'm not just saying, oh, get good or whatever, but, like, if your concern is, like, and I know Martin Karp, I know he's not saying this, but some people come at this with an energy of, like, these are our cards, and these people are coming from out of town to steal them. And it's like, that's not what's happening. It's like, the best 4 people in the store are going to get those cards. If you want to get a card, become one of the best 4 people in the store.
Right. I
think we're overcomplicating an issue that's not that complicated.
Yeah.
There's no collusion. Nobody's cheating. People just have gas money. Like, you shouldn't penalize them for having free time and gas money on a weekend.
Yeah. And I get that, like, I'm not saying that never happens, but, like, I don't know. Do we have any evidence of, like, hey, I just won my 20, you know, like, of people with, like, 15? I'm sure there's anecdotal stuff, but I just don't know if that is happening to the extent that it needs to be addressed. Also, like, they're going to put that on local stores, and local stores can't do that. Like, they're just not going to have the capacity.
No.
And no one higher up is going to be like, he's going to enforce that, because they don't care higher up. Like, they're like, we don't care who wins the cards, you know? Like, they're not.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It's
yeah.
hard. It's a hard thing to, But.
Yeah, no, it does feel bad, like, if you go to your local set championship and the top 4, none of them are people you've ever seen before.
Yes.
That's totally valid. That does feel really bad.
Right.
But I think that for me, as a person that regularly attends my store, that would encourage me to be like, all right, team, we need to work together to get better at this game.
We can't let this happen.
Because I can tell you, I was super proud at my set championship because half of the top 8 was our locals. Mm-hmm. And 4 of us made top 8. 3 of them, this was their first trading card game.
That's cool.
And you know why? Because they've been grinding and getting really good at this game.
Yeah.
They deserve that spot. Mm-hmm. And they shouldn't just be getting there because it was restricted to people that went to League. No, they got there because they're really good at the game.
Right.
No matter how much gas money other people had.
Right. Yeah.
So
for sure.
That's my 2 cents.
Yeah. You guys asked.
But I will say, I do think that they should be giving cooler stuff out at League. Like, I think people that don't have the time to grind and get good, you know, that's the stereotypical response. Mm-hmm. They should have access to getting cool stuff just by putting in the time by being there each week.
Yep.
They should be giving out cool promos for cosplay at events. Mm-hmm. They should be giving out they should do fan events, and they should be giving out cool stuff at fan events. And I hope that we'll see there. But right now, the only way to get the cool stuff is by winning and being good at the game.
Yeah. Yep.
We shouldn't be upset with people that are good at the game because they're doing the things that are necessary to win stuff because they're good at the game.
Right.
So you can either get good at the game or you can ask Ravensburger to do the things that we all want them to do, which is give out cool, unique promos for more socially based things that are not based on your ability to turn cards sideways at the right time.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. I would love that.
Yeah, you might get something.
Oh, man.
And then maybe you'll blend in at MomoCon next year.
Oh, absolutely. I'll never.
Okay, so those are the listener questions. Oh, go ahead.
As much as I would like, I don't know if I'll ever be able to blend in at MomoCon, but I'll try.
Dude, I believe in you. Next year when they
put the box on.
Yeah, just be Spider-Man.
I'll be the
the Gong Droid.
Or at least I'll claim I was, even if I wasn't. Like, yeah, dude, I was there.
Become the Gonk. Okay, so let's close this thing out with the pack one, pick one. I know that we're short on time, but I know you're an avid Spotify user.
Yes,
right?
I am.
So before we get to my pack one, pick one, I wanted to just say, Naturally 94 asked in our channel or in the Discord, well, what is this pack one, pick one terminology? Because she's like, I think you're going to be talking about cards, but then y'all just talk about random stuff. And I'm like, okay, maybe I should re-explain the name. So pack one, pick one is a segment that we do where we say something that we've been liking that week. So something that's been on our mind that we've been enjoying, or something that we're thankful for, or something that we just want other people to know about and maybe experience.
Yeah.
And this comes from in drafting. When you open up your pack, the first card that you pick is pack one, pick one. So it's usually the best card that you pick in the first round. And a lot of times it steers the entire direction of your deck, because what you pick first means it impacts what you'll pick second, and so on and so forth. So pack one, pick one is sort of the thing that we've been thinking a lot about that week.
Perfect.
All right. My pack one, pick one is I found out that if you have Spotify Premium, for free, you have access to 15 hours a month of audiobook. Did you know this?
I actually did know that, yeah. I did know this.
Okay, cool. So just me, I guess. So just me.
It's incredible.
Well, if you have Spotify, you can listen to audiobooks for free.
Yes.
So I'm listening to The Lord of the Rings. Andy Serkis is narrating it. It's awesome.
That's amazing.
And I just finished Jeanette McCurdy's biography or memoir, I'm Glad My Mom Died.
Oh, yeah.
That was pretty dark and pretty sad, but I'm glad I listened to it. It was really good. But yeah, as I've been doing my dad projects around the house, I've been listening to audiobooks. So yeah, shouts out to Spotify Premium. You get 15 hours of audiobooks a month.
So I feel like when I found this, it was still like, it was limited to certain books. Do they have like pretty much anything you want on there, or have you had trouble like finding certain books?
It's still pretty limited.
Okay.
So it's kind of hard to find specific books.
Yep.
But if you search for like memoir, and then filter by audiobook, that's how you can find some of the memoirs.
Got you.
I've actually had better success searching for books off of Spotify, the app, and then going into Spotify, the app, and searching for it.
That makes sense. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a 18-hour drive ahead of me, so I feel like that's going to be great. It's going to come in handy.
Yeah, that's great.
Which
you'll be able to listen to all 15 of your hours.
Exactly. Just shouts out to
oh, dude.
Yes.
No, stop it. No shouts out. Listen to me. You need to listen to Warbreaker or Mistborn. This is your chance
Okay.
to get into Brandon Sanderson.
You're right.
It's on Spotify.
Put it in my notes right now.
You can listen. Warbreaker's a standalone novel. It's excellent.
Okay.
Mistborn is the first. Mistborn is how I recommend people get into Brandon Sanderson.
Okay.
The first book's phenomenal. It's about a street urchin that gets adopted into a gang that has been hired to overthrow an evil dictator in a city.
That's Mistborn.
So,
Mistborn?
That's the first one.
All
right. So, what were you gonna say? What's your pack one pick?
I was gonna say just before that if you I mentioned this in a previous pack one pick one, but Chain Gang All Stars is an audiobook on Spotify. So if you are interested, or just check out like the first couple chapters, see if you like it. That is one that I know is on there that I mentioned in a previous pack one pick one. I think my pack one pick one's gonna be kind of lame this time, but when I'm up here, like when I visit family, I don't consume anything. Like I haven't been reading, I haven't been watching stuff. So my pack one pick one is just take some time to spend time with loved ones. Just shut off from everything. I know that's cheesy. I'm just saying, I don't care if that's your family, if that's your like chosen family, if that's your Lorcana community, but just like really take a minute to let those people know you appreciate them. I've like missed you, Jake. I keep being like, I'm gonna miss the baby and born. So like whoever your people are in your life, hopefully there's people there that you like appreciate. I've just had a good time shutting off from like the rest of what I needed to do and just like spending time with family. That's my pack one pick one. It's cheesy, I know that. I don't get cheesy, but that's it. Loved ones. I hope you heard every second of that.
I did hear that. But you don't have to worry. There's no way the baby would come without you being here. She would never.
She's waiting on me.
Sky will hold her in. All right. Well, I think that's an episode.
We
So
did it.
if you want to chat with us, hop on our Discord. Follow us on Twitter. You can also follow us on Instagram. And check us out on YouTube. It really helps us if you go subscribe on YouTube and if you go like our videos when we post them. We're just trying to grow the YouTube side of things right now. We've sort of seen the numbers sort of plateau a bit just through the avenue of audio. It seems like those have sort of settled down a bit, but YouTube's still growing. So go watch on YouTube. Let's trick the algorithm and get Fortyborn in more people's feeds. So go like, go comment, go subscribe, all of those things that they say to do in the videos. They really do help us out.
Yes.
And I think that's it for us.
Yeah, we appreciate you all. I'll be back in the great state of Georgia soon, so I'll be back in the Discord. I'll read stuff. Excited to just get back to normal life. So missed you guys, missed you, Jake. And yeah, be back next week.
All right. See y'all then. Bye.